All right. Hello. Hello. How are you there? Can you
Oh,
hear me?
I think I was. Yeah, I think it was. My microphone was off. Now I can hear you. I'm just sharing actually your live stream right now.
Oh my God. Well, if you want to introduce yourself to everyone out there,
Yeah, sure.
who the hell are
I'm
these?
just
Can you see all the
sorry.
comments? It's so random. Hey, hey. Oh,
I I'm now I can hear you better. Hello to everyone who just. Oh, Jake is here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Anna. How are you?
I'm fine. Very happy to see you both. It has been
Cheers.
over some months since the last like only time I see you guys.
oh yeah.
Very
We
nice to be here with you.
interesting circumstances the last time.
I know, I understand. It was a very actually nice uh welcome back to the festivals because that was the first one after the pandemics I did again, and I think also you, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was very nice to see you and meet you guys and watch you play live. It's very nice to see good musicians always.
Yeah. Your set was great. I caught a bunch of it. I was trying not to drink too much, but you know how that goes.
Well, the tacos after that went way better for it. It doesn't matter how much you drink if you have tacos, of course.
You know, I almost got raped in that bathroom, like at the bar.
No, really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Literally, you know, they had the urinal was like a big fucking horse trough, right? And
No.
I'm just standing there waiting to like pull my cock out in front of all these dudes, and then and this guy's like turns around, he's like, "What are you looking at?" And I'm like, "I'm not fucking looking at anything, dude. Like you're like in my way. I need to piss." And then he came up and hugged me, like he still
Oh
hadn't zipped up
no.
his fly.
That was a weird experience, I guess, in
It was,
Tijuana.
oh, and then you guys made fun of me when I came back to the table.
Maybe a little bit. It was very fun. I really had a lot of fun that day.
Yeah.
We were meeting a lot to be on stage. For those who doesn't know me, I'm a singer. I'm a Mexican singer. So I have a metal band that is called the same as me, Anna Fiori. It's a solo project. And well, I was able to meet you guys in Dragon Rojo Metal Fest, and it was very great experience. Definitely.
Hey, we had a lot of fun that day as soon as we got off the stage. And I mean, there's a whole web series about that fucking ordeal.
I just saw Jake's smile, and I know.
Yeah, I think you were Anna. If I remember, I think you were trying to give me shots after the stage. Like when I got off, you're like, "You need a drink after this." So
Yeah.
you kind
Yeah.
of knew. Yeah, I think I left Tijuana and then got a direct flight to back home to Florida right after that. I didn't talk for 3 days. I think I went mute.
Really? Oh,
No, it was.
yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but it wasn't a great experience for it. But
I understand.
yeah, you
Well,
made it good though. It was fun to
yeah,
hang out with you guys though, and your set killed too. Your set was fantastic. So
you.
you should have
Thank
been
you.
headlining that festival in my eyes.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a really nice experience. We were having like also some troubles the with the things up into the stage. We were having some troubles too. I guess everybody had,
The sound guy.
but really like yeah, yes.
Let's just not be
Um,
coy.
but but I really loved everything that the organizers did and all they really did a good job. It's their first festival doing it after pandemics, and I think it was really nice of them, and
But I
I
guess it's
I
something
really
good
like
like tell the fans like they go see festivals, but they don't realize like what goes on with the bands. That festivals you don't get a sound check, majority of the
that.
time,
Yeah,
unless you're
yeah,
headlining, you're like the
that's
first band. So you're kind of going up there with a throw and go, quote
yeah,
unquote situation. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
totally.
the optics of it from the fans' point of view looks like you're going out there and you're playing on this big production, but it's really not. It's a lot of stress because you're going out there, and unless you have a full team. But even if you have a full team, they're stressed out too because depending on monitor situations and there's so many different factors when you're basically trying to make a huge production happen in 15 minutes.
Yeah,
definitely. And it happens in all the festivals everywhere. Like you
Yeah.
don't have always the time to make a real good sound check. Sometimes you do like sound checks, and that's super great if you have the possibility. But it's not very common in festivals because there's a lot of bands, a lot of logistics, and sometimes they have to change drums and everything. For example, our drummer, he is lefty, so we have to always change the drums. So festivals are a mess. People don't, as you said, they don't realize how complicated it can be
Yeah.
backstage.
yeah.
It's the whole, but it's part of the job, but it's there's a lot that goes into a festival appearance, and from the outside it looks like it's so cool because you're playing on a big stage, but it's always a nightmare.
Monitors are always rough.
Monitors, yeah, I agree with that. Like usually outside everything sounds really good, but you being in the stage and you don't hear a thing. That happens very often.
Especially big stages. I'm sure you played some big festivals, but I was in Belgium with Sanctuary, and the guitars were only in the guitar wedge and my main vocal wedge and nowhere else on stage. So if I went to stage left or right, there was just kick drum and maybe the bass. Maybe. I didn't know where the hell I was in the song at all.
Oh no.
It's,
Yeah, well, things that happen. But I always say the same, like you have to be prepared as a musician for every single possible situation that can happen to you. Like, for example, I don't know how this happens, for example, in the local scene of California, for example. But in Mexico, for example, Mexico City, when you start with your band and you're a local band, sometimes you don't have like any good requirements, any good like sound, no audio engineer, like anything. So I believe a lot of us in Mexico, a lot of my colleagues can tell you, like we have to build up like a lot of experience by having nowhere to really play. We actually sometimes don't play even on stage. We play in the same level of, the floor level and stuff like
Really?
that.
Like floor shows.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I don't know how Mexico City is. I heard that the scene is really good.
It is.
That the fans are really dedicated and they just love, they love the actual show. Like LA, unless you're like already like a really trendy, famous band, like it's not that way. Like everybody that goes out in LA, I mean, everybody's a really generic, like broad term, but a lot of people in LA are just, they go out to be seen because everybody's pursuing their own thing,
Of course. Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
not like
and Mexico City, it has evolved a lot. Actually, Mexico metal scene has evolved a lot. It started actually, I don't remember if it was in the 80s, but it was banned. Metal was banned and rock.
Really?
No one, yeah, no one was able to play that. Like it was, nobody could go and see because the police interfered and some stuff like that. So it has a complicated history, but of course things have changed with time, and now there are very important and incredible local bands that have been out there in very important festivals, and things have changed a lot for Mexican and Latin American scene, which is really, really great.
What was the reason why it was banned in Mexico in the 80s? You know?
Oh, politics and religion. That's
Really?
the main thing. Yeah.
So
Mhm.
one of my favorite records of all time is it's actually a Metallica record that was recorded in Mexico City at Fort del Sol. Is that the big?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
One of the biggest places here.
yeah,
Yeah.
great record. I think it was from the Black album, like 1992 era. But
Mhm.
you can hear the energy from the audience, the Mexican audience, and it's insane. It helps make that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of international bands that come play Mexico and record their live shows because
Mhm.
yeah, Latin American people, Mexican people are very like super warming and welcoming, you know. So that's very nice for the bands, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean we like so which part of Mexico City are you based in? Because it's so
Uh,
huge.
It is huge. Like I don't even know the whole city.
Uh-huh.
Um, I am literally like when you say like where exactly you are from, it's depends on exactly. For example, we say the north or the south of the
Yeah.
city, but yeah, when you're from Mexico City, you say you're Chilango. So you have to learn that word. People from Mexico City are called Chilangos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anna, you got some fans on here. Or actually, I thought this was for Jake for a second. Hey, gorgeous.
Better be that.
No, that's totally for her.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's see, okay, cheers from.
Oh.
Wait, is that someone we know or is that Paraguay, Jake?
No, we know Uruguay.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, Jake, they think you speak Spanish now.
Yeah, salute. I know that word.
Mexico City. I think she's
Oh,
already.
the one, yeah.
And she's already there.
No, no, but they're talking about you, I guess.
We would love
WItherfall Chicago.
in Mexico City. Let's see.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of fans on here. Holy hell.
Hello. Hola todos.
Let's see here. The
I
best
love them.
Mexico.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
that's so sweet. Muchas gracias.
Let's see.
Oh, that's so sweet.
What is
Hello. That's he's saying like hello, but written like in Spanish, like if it was the phonetics
the
in
J
Spanish.
is the H, right? Okay, I don't know who Facebook user is, but this is a very interesting comment. What the fuck?
Well, I think that's a question for you.
Kissers. That's yeah. I don't know if they went on Google and translated that, but it didn't work. Um, okay, this is the same person.
Oh, they're asking the if you know any bad words in Spanish and if you can say
Yeah,
any bad ones.
yeah, yeah. I know a ton. I don't know if I should say any, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
want
don't
to
know.
spread the cheese me. Let me see. Um, okay. Everybody's saying hi. This isn't like
Hello, everyone.
I
Oh,
have
that's
any
very nice.
questions. Like, okay, what's this? Carlos. Do you know Carlos, Anna?
Probably yes.
Pro-
Probably.
There's
Oh,
something.
good. Like,
Oh,
Wait, it's Larona's that fucking crazy lady that like terrorizes children, right?
yeah, exactly. That's Mexican tale of a lady that her children die, so that she like her ghost, her
oh,
like
that's maybe
haunting
that's where
everyone.
the lady comes from on our records. Who knows?
No,
That's a
that's
good one, fellas.
gonna be the next fucking concept album.
Yeah, we'll do a Spanish guitar thing on that. So.
Yeah, we'll have you sing in Spanish, and you could be the lady. You could be the Larona.
Oh,
Yeah.
who
So,
me?
so Anna,
Oh,
Hilarious.
Anna, you're working on a new record right now?
What?
Oh yeah.
I'm already on in my role, getting in my role. Yeah, actually, we just released. It's not actually a new album, but it's we just released an EP that is special edition of some songs that we shared in 2013. That's 9 years ago. Our first album came out in 2013. So we decided to it's not a remaster. We just redid them, like
Yeah.
we recorded them again and everything. And we wanted to share that because, of course, when I decided to create a solo project, I didn't actually know it was going to become a band. I did it because I wanted to share what I do as a singer and my musical experience and everything. But I thought that I just wanted to do one song or two, so I decided to do a small. Um, I think I did two songs only, but we
Mhm.
shared them in 2011. And then people started asking, like, hey, and when are you going to have some shows or are you going to release something? And I was like, okay, let's do one show or something. So I created a band and then it never stopped. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
become it become a real thing.
So
So we
You guys
wanted
have a lot
to
of
redo it.
chemistry for sure.
Yeah.
Like unlike
Yeah.
our, we hate some of our band members.
We really didn't know that we were going to stay like for so long with the band. I always tell people that I thought that it was going to be like just one or two singles, but it went well. And in 2013 we released this album, but I was doing it like all by myself. Like there were no metal producers. They were like no one was recording like real professional stuff. So we were just unexperienced people doing music. And
yeah,
anyways, people like that, and I have always liked music in a professional level, and it's my life. So I really like number nine. So it's the ninth anniversary, and that's why I decided to re-edit some songs, and also we added some orchestral versions of some of our songs too, and then we did. Yeah, some new music too that is included in the EP. So that's what we are actually
Mm.
promoting right now.
so,
We
so we,
we
oh
we have a video clip if you want to share it, and while we wait for other comments.
Oh yes, for sure. Let me also tell
Do that.
everyone.
Jake, hold that thought if you can for a
okay,
second.
yeah.
Let's see here.
Puedo oír en el silencio donde reencarna lo eterno.
Oh.
Cut it off before it goes to all the high notes.
Now I was thinking. Actually, I was looking at the video and we were talking about La Llorona, and I was like, oops, I think I kind of already am like a Llorona in that video.
So Anna, so the thing I was going to ask you about when you like re-record songs. So you said you did this in 2013, but when you re-record, do you think like you are capturing a better version of the song, like stuff that you like after you get done doing it? You know, there's always going to be something where you get done hearing the masters and you think, oh, I could have done this better, or this could have been done a different way. Was that kind of the reason that you wanted to re-record it, or was it for another
Yes, yes, in
legality
a
type
way.
reason?
Yes, in a way, because I really thought that those songs deserved another opportunity because
Mhm.
I didn't know much, and I didn't have exactly the same musicians that I have today. That probably the guys are there. They told me that they were going to be there commenting and things in the my bandmates too. They are very nice people, and I wanted to do something also with them. That is actually my bass player, Voltan, sacando los tacos, which means
Yeah,
like
what's
bring
the
the tacos.
I watched your live stream a little bit, the karaoke thing.
Oh, the karaoke nights.
Everybody's fucking sending you taco emojis. What's up with
Oh, but I don't know what happened. Like this is like the most um cliche like Mexican stuff that you can see in my like it's absolutely like we're not always eating tacos. We're not living in the desert, like just to let everybody know, like Mexicans have a lot of more stuff. But actually, I don't know why you just came into that karaoke. We were on a live thing one day. I don't remember what we were doing. I think we were sharing the artwork of this new EP, and then everybody started like saying crazy stuff in the live, saying funny stuff, and we started creating my songs, but we changed the style of them. Instead of they were being metal, we were doing like my versions with salsa music or cumbia
Mm.
music. Like we were just like having fun, and everybody started like um, grading or sharing their comments with tacos. So we decided to make it like something personal in my live stream. So everybody that sings in my karaoke night,
Yeah,
instead of sharing like stars or saying yes, you did it good, we just share tacos in the
this is
comments.
this is very South.
It's very crazy. I don't even eat tacos. I'm
I
vegetarian.
saw
I
you
think
eat
you already know.
tacos. What the hell are you talking about?
No, you saw me, but eating quesadillas. Different.
Okay. Well, I was
It doesn't have meat. But
you were
also, yeah.
eating in a taco place, and I don't want to like burst your bubble, but they were cooking fucking asada on that grill where you were eating your fucking yeah.
I know my country. I know what happens in the, yeah. Don't worry. I am used to that. I'm used to go to taco places, and now they have quesadillas, which is like the tortilla with cheese.
Right.
But now they have this. Well, when I was younger, I always went to those places, and I had only the taco with the cilantro and with
Yeah.
onion.
Oh
That was
wow.
my meal.
So
Yeah,
just
very sad.
just a bunch of tortillas.
Yeah, not very healthy, but we do
No,
that in our live streams, just a way to make it something like funny,
listen,
and
I
different.
I was so shocked when I saw your live stream and the amount of tacos being thrown at you. It was I felt like I shouldn't be watching it. Like I was like, man, I'm not woke, but this is a little racist. Um,
Oh no, 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 no. Totally. I don't know. It's just
it was awkward to watch. I'm like, there's tacos everywhere. They're singing in Spanish. Like I know Jennifer Lopez isn't even Mexican, but she's gonna come out and start talking about men in this fucking thing.
it was really funny. It was really funny because like yeah, like this is like the what you think of Mexico. When you think about Mexico, you think about like tacos and maybe a desert and somebody with a cactus or something like that. But it's we never do that. It's just like I don't know why it happens that you always come to the scene when there are tacos around me. I don't know why.
It was meant to be. By the way, guys, do you like this layout with the pyramid, the upside down Illuminati, or like do you like the
It's okay. I
yeah?
don't know what
I,
people.
I, I like the Illuminati.
Okay, all right,
Give
try
me
it.
a second. Okay, so Juan is asking, is Argentinian guitar okay, or gotta be Spanish for that one?
Oh, he's my guitar player. He is my guitar player, and he is from
Oh, okay.
Argentina. That's why he's saying like
Your
you
whole
said something about adding some Spanish guitars, and I said
Yeah.
no, some Argentinian guitars.
I see.
Okay. Does he have any Argentinian guitar players he recommends? Let's
Uh-oh.
throw them up here.
Ooh,
Oh.
a ver, Juan.
Comment. And Juan, by the way, I really like your little avatar here. It reminds me of the Muse or something. Like it's very weird.
It's like a version
Do I
of
have
the
one?
Muse meets Static X.
Yeah.
Do I have one? Or it's
Wayne
wait.
Static.
Let's see here.
I like we're talking about racist, and this guy calls us WITherfall.
Oh yeah, lovely. Walter White.
Have you ever toured in the US? How about Europe? I I have done things in the US, but not from my metal band. I actually have done some vocal coaching stuff in the US, in Las Vegas, in California, in Nashville. I have done several stuff in the US, but not with my metal band. And I really wish that we can do something like that. But because we know we have people that like our music in the US, so we are like
Yeah.
super wanting to that to happen. In Europe also, yes. Sometimes with my music, it has happened just once, but also with other stuff. For example, we have had I think it was in 2018 that we have a complete like Latin American tour. So we yes we have gone several places, but with my metal band into the US, never.
And Anna, what was the how exactly did you get into doing like the operatic metal blend? You know, where was where did your influences come from?
Oh, that's a very good question. I started liking a lot music because my grandmother, she's like super fan of classical music. Like
Yeah.
she loves
Oh,
classical music.
what type of classical
And
music was she into? Like which era? Like the Baroque, or was it more classical, romantic?
she likes more the Baroque, and she likes she doesn't like any music or any art that is not like from the Renaissance or something like that. Like if
Okay.
she sees like art like the you know the contemporary art, like she's like, oh, I hate that horrible thing. You know, she's like
Yeah.
very funny. I have a very funny grandma. She likes a lot of classical music. She is always hearing and listening and watching concerts, and that's where I had like my first influence with classical music. But the rest of my family, they like a lot rock music. For example, I remember listening very young to Genesis, to Jazz, um, to, for example, I remember listening to Iron Maiden, maybe not like very
Mm.
often, but I had a rocker influence from the rest of my family. And then I actually accidentally bought an album from Symphony X.
Oh,
Uh, I think I was 7 years old and I accidentally bought it. And it said neoclassical gear player. So I read that and I thought it was going to be like something neoclassical. Well,
yeah,
but then I turned up the music and it was like progressive metal.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Which Symphony X record do you remember?
yes, The Divine Wings of Tragedy.
Oh, yeah,
My
yeah,
favorite album. That's my super favorite album. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That's very
I was
cool.
listening. I was listening to that, and I was like, "What is this?" I don't know what it was, and we didn't have Google like today. Like you can Symphony X and similar bands, and you can have like all
Mhm.
the info. It was like a little bit more complicated back then.
Mhm.
But then when I was in high school, I guess like 13, it was the Corn era, the Slipknot era, and everything.
Yeah, the
So
new metal in you metal as yeah,
I
exactly. So I was like, oh, this is like something like kind of similar to
right, yeah,
what I
yeah.
was.
I totally
Yeah.
hear the bel canto, like the Sarah Brightman type stuff when you're doing like the alto singing for sure. Yeah, I mean, we when I saw your set, you were doing a good mix of that, and then like it was like a rock song, but then it would have these breaks where you're doing
Yeah.
those. It's like the opposite of like a metalcore breakdown. Like it gets lighter
Yeah.
in breakdowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Exactly.
good
We
point.
mix we mix a lot of things into our music. It's my personal project, so I have a lot of things that I like in metal music and music in general. So I just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
and blend everything in there that I like. And
Well,
I
the thing
don't really
is,
care about tags or anything. I just go and blend whatever I like. So my music, when you hear my music, you sometimes listen to something that is more like heavy, or sometimes you listen and it's more like power or prog, depending on the song, even black metal, you know?
sure.
Do
Well,
you
it was
do you know who Monica Naranjo is?
Mónica Naranjo.
Yeah,
Sorry, you're
yeah. My English. Yeah,
Mónica Naranjo. Yes, I know her.
what was that record she did in like 2000? It had all the spiders and it was like blue.
Oh, I do remember, and she had a very incredible song, very hard to sing in there. I just don't remember the name. I'm
It was
sorry, but I
crazy.
don't know
Like
what you're
I
talking
didn't, I
about.
never really got into like quote unquote like world music, you know, music outside the United States that wasn't classical, right? Like that was like
Mhm,
modern contemporary until I heard that lady. Like
mhm.
that she's crazy. That I
yeah.
gotta show you some of that stuff. It's
yeah. What was her name?
Can you
Mónica
pronounce it
Naranjo.
correctly?
Mónica
Yeah,
Naranjo.
yeah.
And then I did it a little bit more Italian though, but yeah.
And what's it like? What's this? So it's
like
world
She's from
music.
Spain. She's from
it's
Spain.
different, right? Like
It's
every
Spain.
record's different, like Madonna. But on that record I'm talking about, she kind of went a little like metal influence.
Yeah, she has a like very like huge and powerful voice. Like you can hear about
yeah.
a lot of her influence, and yeah, she could totally rock in a rock band.
Arrangement wise, though, is it a little bit more? Is it standard arrangements, or is it a little bit
No,
more
no.
avant-garde?
Her resonance is lower. She has like a very low resonance in her vocals, but she has a huge range and
Yeah.
she can do amazing stuff. She's very hard to sing, Monica Nanko.
Okay, yeah, I'll need to check that out because that sounds very cool.
Everything is super supported, even all the way up into the higher notes. It's
Yeah.
really
it's got that.
she's
that
belting.
you know?
Yeah, she's like Celine Dion, but like carrying more weight. Like
Super weight.
Wow, really? Like
she doesn't have Celine's like pitch control. I mean, Celine is like a freak of nature, but
yeah, it's
like,
amazing.
She makes up for it in fucking attitude. Like I just remember this gay dude Kemper that I used to work with when I was working regular jobs. He's like, "Oh my God, Joseph, you have to see this." And I'm like, "Okay, what's going on? Like, you're not going to show me your dick, are you?" Right? He brings me in, he plays this DVD, and like, it's this crazy, like, super attractive Spanish chick with jet black hair, fucking like in front of like this massive band and like a pit of like orchestral players playing like insane arrangements. It wasn't like just, it's not like the Michael Kamen Metallica thing. Like it's like a real arrangement, like for orchestra. And then there happens to be guitar and drums. It's nuts. It's like if Danny Elfman like got a fucking Megadeth bug in him and hired Celine Dion's evil twin sister. Like it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's really, really good. She's Spanish. If you hear like Spanish music, like flamenco and all that stuff, you will find out a lot of singers that have this kind of weight in their vocals. It's like very particular way of singing that they have in Spain.
Without the pitch control.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because I listen to a lot of Mexican music, like the banda and all that stuff, and some of the like the Narcos music, and there will be like wailing, like you're like, oh my God, like is this like an actual singer or they just find this person somewhere? Like
it is usually like super whiny and super high pitches. Like we actually probably a lot of people that are watching this live stream that are from Mexico probably will tell you the same. Like most of us, we don't like that kind of music.
Yeah, no, I know a little, but yeah, no, I just had to shout out Monica because yeah, I was totally into that for like a bit. I just wondering if you actually had an awareness of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, she's a super.
I'll send you that link, Jake, to some of the performances. It's
I'd like to check that out, man.
What was she called? Like a Black Widow or something? Like there was
put up Juan's thing on here about the guitar players. He had Anna, the guitar player, put up some stuff from some Argentinian guys here.
Hold on one second.
You should check them.
Let's move down the list, and then Isabel.
Yeah.
A big hug.
Big hugs.
Like big hug.
Yeah.
Really.
Isabel.
Thank you, Isabel. And your bass players.
Got some more talk.
We're still with the taco thing. Oh my.
Yeah,
there is more than tacos in Mexico, I guess.
Here. So the J is H, right? So that's ha 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 ha, right? Okay.
Yeah, we write it with the J and notes with the H.
No, he's got the guitar players here coming up.
I don't know who the fuck that is, but
Facebook user. Hey man, you know that guy.
Yeah. Something about a Grammy.
We have to remind that one when we get or you get to get a Grammy. I don't know what was the context.
Jesus. Been at home for years. Oh, the painting. He has the painting at home. That's cool,
Yeah.
right?
That's my drum
Whoa.
player.
Dude,
Yeah,
you're
that's my
holding
drum
hands
player.
on this
Callback.
thing.
He's from Mendoza, Argentina. So probably
We love.
people that
Actually, yeah, I want to go to Argentina. Is my next place that I want to go visit for pleasure.
No, ask Ignacio. He knows very nice places in Mendoza.
Ask
if you
Ignacio
wanna
if he knows about Don Julio, the restaurant Don Julio.
I don't know. Maybe he's around there.
Don Julio is named the #1 best restaurant in Latin America. Right?
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm. It's a steakhouse
didn't even
in
know that.
Argentina.
Well, that must be good. Jesus.
Well, of course, if it's a steakhouse, it has to be in Argentina for sure.
But if it's the best, it has to be amazing. That's like,
well, it's the best in Latin America for 2000.
Yeah.
I think it was 2000. I've been to Central in Peru, which was the best restaurant in Latin America for a few years. But then Don Julio took it over in Argentina, so I want to go there. I'm a food addict.
I want to hang out with
Oh,
you.
that's so cool.
They know some interesting things. Juan's talking about Claudio Tano.
Oh, okay. Blends classical, metal, and folklore.
Like,
all right, I'm gonna put that name down right now. Excuse me for a second.
Claudio. Yeah, he knows a lot of musicians also from Argentina. It's very nice to discover new music. As you were saying about Monica Naranjo, like there are a lot of great artists all around, also Latin America. Ignacio saying that Don Julio is in Buenos Aires.
Someone from Puebla.
Oh, thank you. Muchas gracias.
Let's see here.
That's so sweet. Hi.
Anna.
Hello.
Evan?
Yeah.
Evan, cheers, man.
Holy shit, man. I saw the new Dream Theater tab book. That's really cool.
Yeah, Evan will get everything correct. I guarantee you. If you ever had a problem with Dream Theater tab books, Evan will nail it 100%.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he's an amazing transcriber. He's the one that does our he does Curse of Autumn, and he just did Prelude to Sorrow, our newest one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he makes me feel like a piece of shit every single time I sit down with him. Really all the mistakes that I do.
Dude, I was so drunk when I saw him. I was like, this dude's gonna hate me after Let's see. I was with Jay, the fucking brewery dude, and he was way more drunk than I was. And
Jesus Christ.
Oh well.
Well, if Evan's still there, give us a shout out.
No, it was actually funny because then the corpse grinder walked by and knew Evan, and like it was really funny. Let's see. Carla, do you know?
Yes, I know a lot of people that they are writing. People that they are always writing to me or they are close to me, so that's very nice.
No, look at this here. Metal gods and goddesses. Isn't that's like, it's like some cosplay porn?
Facebook user, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I don't know why some of them they just
Cabeza de Sarah.
No, I don't know it. I don't know that band. But well, maybe sometimes I know bands and I just don't
like your
remember
guitar
them.
player knows them.
Huh? It seems like.
Let's see. Yeah. Mendoza, thank you. Yes, we want all of the wine.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we have good stories in Mendoza.
Yes, Don Julio is located in Buenos Aires. Yes, I want to go there.
Jake's already got it on his calendar.
Exactly. I will.
I'm gonna end up playing guitar on one of those tour dates, so he can.
When I go out there and never come back. Yes, I want to go to Don Julio so bad.
So I can play. Like this is the simplified version of. All right. I don't know who that is, but
which Prague festival was it? The Prague Tower or one? No.
Okay, and empanadas. There is no empanada emoji one.
No, it's not as famous as the tacos.
Your guitar player is trolling us.
Dude,
yeah, no. It's like something new with the whole like Argentinian like tour already. So
he's gonna start.
I think you can contact Flo if you're going to Argentina. They will probably tell you where to go.
So Anna, so what do you have? Where are the next shows you have coming up?
Okay, so we are still like not like doing a lot of shows because of the pandemic that is still going on. Like we are in the like it's like always coming back, and when we want to do something, like it's coming back again and it's coming back again. Like I know that people are already getting like used to it, and a lot of people don't even care anymore. But I do have like some health issues, and I need to take care of my health issues. And if I get
Mm.
exposed into something like that, it can really do like super bad to me.
Wow. So you're
So
going to take a little bit of a break from the live stuff.
Wait, are you okay?
yeah, I am doing better. I was like not at all very good last year, but now I'm doing way better. It has been a long way, but I'm doing better, and that's why we are like already planning stuff. Actually, when we were in Tijuana, I was feeling a little bit better, but now I'm doing more. I'm doing better. So what we are trying to do is we before the pandemic started, we wanted to do some acoustic shows because we released in 2019 an semi-acoustic EP. So we wanted to started touring that, and then the pandemic came, and we weren't able
Yeah.
to do anything. So we want to do some of those live shows in a very like nice way. We have some very nice ideas we want to do with those shows, and we are going to start touring again probably by the last trimester of the year. We have already some shows that are booked, and we are going to probably release another album for next year, and that's when we want to go touring more.
If you come to San Diego, LA, or Arizona,
I
or any,
go super super often sometimes, so.
if you do acoustic shows, I mean, we could just show up with some guitars and open for you. That'd be fun.
That's yeah, you know that it's complicated in the US, when you want to go and it's
Or
complicated.
we'll we'll smuggle ourselves down to Mexico and bring our acoustic guitar.
We actually were talking about that in the band. We wanted to we were talking with the guys from Dragon Rojo, and they said that they wanted to do a show for you because of, to for you to be happy after the festival and everything. And they were like having nice ideas, and they were saying like, "Hey, you had like you were like going out with the guys and hanging out that day. So you're what do you think about the guys?" And I said like, "Yeah, they're super cool." And he was like, "Ah, maybe we can do another show together, yeah, both bands." And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I would
they
love that."
Israel and fuck, the guy that actually puts the damn thing on. We went out to dinner and he was talking about like, like we fired the sound guy, like everybody was having issues, but we'd love to have you guys come down and do another show in Tijuana, maybe at the bar or wherever. I mean, if you're involved, that'd be fucking awesome, actually.
I'm totally in. Like I have been like talking to a lot of people about this, and I think actually people wrote me when I told them that I was going to be with you in this live stream, and they were like, "Hey, and are you going to bring them to Mexico City, or
Yeah.
are you going to go to California and play a show?" People have like a good opinion about bringing our bands together, so that's very nice.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, you actually really like impressed us. I think I remember watching your set during the Dragon Festival and being like, "Oh shit, these guys have their stuff together. Like, this is gonna be way better than our set." you know?
No,
Yeah,
you have
you
you're
guys sounded great.
amazing,
It
man.
was no, it was really really great stuff too for that style. It wasn't even just like I mean, obviously you guys had your sounds and stuff together and the imagery, but it was also the songs too were really cool. Like
Thank
there's good
you.
compositions, which is above anything is what makes the
Yeah.
cream rise to the top as far
Yeah,
as I'm
you're
concerned.
right.
It's, yeah,
Everything's
good
writing.
writing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
it's
I'm
what
super
matters.
glad that you liked it. Also, we liked very much your set, and we had a very good time with you guys. I know, Jake, you were like a little bit like, in that
No,
moment.
I did not have a good time after seeing your guys' set. That was probably the best part of the evening for me. The last, I don't know how
I
many hours
regret that
were in
you
a
were
week,
not
but
able to come to have. I regret that you were not able to come to have tacos with us. You should have come.
Would have enjoyed the
uh,
tacos and
We need to do that. We
getting
need to do that.
in a bathroom in Tijuana. You would have enjoyed that.
yeah.
We need to do the taco revenge or something like that.
Another time when I'm feeling a little bit
Yeah.
not
I know. I
wanting to
understand.
hang myself in my hotel room in Anthony Bourdain.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It's a nice idea, and hopefully we can do something. Oh, somebody that saw our shows in Dragon Rojo. Hola, Leoncio. That's so nice.
That's cool.
Yes, I think we should like do something nice probably again.
Totally.
You have homemade barbecue at me. Yeah, Ignacio, he's a chef also. And he's from Argentina, so he does a lot of like
It's your drummer.
Oh yeah. We need some
barbecues
Malbec.
and stuff.
Wait,
Some
hold
Malbec.
on.
So
Ignacio,
he's
is this
the
a
cookie.
formal invitation? Because this is in writing. I'm going to screenshot this and then hold you.
Yeah, you have to. He is going to do it. Like he's like, if he says so, it's because he's going to do it. Yeah, like we have that very nice gift always from Ignacio that every time that we go on tour, I have this.
Ah,
Yeah.
that looks like mezcal.
You know,
It's
Jake,
mezcal.
Mezcal.
you're drinking mezcal?
No, it's water. But
Mm.
let's imagine that
Lying
this
to
is
your fans?
mezcal. What?
Are
I
you
was not able to.
fans? Is that what's going on?
Yes, this is exactly what is going on. It's like mezcal.
Yeah. You're
I
like
know.
Jake. He lies to his fans, his family, his friends, everybody. The
Yeah,
fucking
I'm a super liar.
it's, I've drank an entire bottle of this with
Oh wow!
in
I that's your wine, right?
Yeah, right
WItherfall
here too.
wine.
yeah,
Oh wow!
you too.
We want to try that. All the band, we want to try that.
Look at
We
the
have to go and try that.
so stuck up. Look at that.
Oh my,
We both have shameless
beautiful!
plugs in it.
And I like the branding and everything. It's like
Yeah.
super nice.
No, it's because we have no lives outside of this band.
Just drinking and being sad and all the
Drinking and being sad.
Could you just sum up the next record? What's the next
Yeah.
WItherfall record about?
You're drinking and being sad.
Yeah.
So, Anna, do you have any dates coming up? Any shows or
Yeah, we're about to release some information about the shows that we're going to be doing
okay,
around
cool. Yeah, I
Mexico.
understand.
But also we're like that for the people that don't know my music, I always do my music in Spanish because I wanted to reach first all like the Latin American scene
Mhm.
because the music that I do is not only about metal and symphonic music. We also have a lot of our Mexican culture, and we include, for example, Aztec and pre-Hispanic Mayan
Oh,
flutes and instruments
Yeah.
into
So
our
some folk
music.
stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of they called pre-Hispanic music instruments, and we also share some lyrics that are written in Nahuatl, which is the language of the Aztecs,
yeah.
and we share that in our music. So I really like and love writing music in Spanish. But recently we have had an opportunity to start like opening up our music in different parts of the world. So I think by October or November, I'm not sure yet, we're going to release a single in English, also including all these pre-Hispanic instruments and all the things that we do. And we're going to have a guest singer um, from Sweden in that song. And we are also planning a new album, but that album probably is going to be in Spanish still, just to reach more people, of course. But I mainly do my music in Spanish, and I think like metal music doesn't have sometimes, a language. You can hear folk music in Finnish or things like that, and you can perfectly like that. I know it doesn't reach a lot of people, but that my intention is to share a little bit more of the real Mexican culture that is not only about tacos, of course. My
Actually,
intention.
yeah, that's very cool though too about like the Mexican culture. What's some of the stuff too that like the folk instruments that were used on your records though too that were like specifically Mexican, like.
Yeah, we are actually working with someone who he's a researcher of pre-Hispanic music. His name is
Oh wow, that's
Agustin.
awesome.
And we go with him, and he builds up this different instruments, and we have like flutes, and we have percussive instruments also. Like there's a lot of different pre-Hispanic instruments, and it's not just like sometimes if you come to Mexico and you go, for example, to Teotihuacan or those places with pyramids and all that stuff, you will always have somebody that is selling you a whistle or something like that. So you can have your souvenir from from Mexico. But this guy does real historical research, and we put that into our music, so more people can know more about what was really going on before before the conquer.
Right,
That's
right.
very like interesting to do, because we don't even know, even as Mexicans, and a lot of researchers don't know really too much about this stuff, because everything was like burnt down when
Mhm.
Europeans came to Mexico. That's the real thing. Like no hard feelings, but that happened,
History.
and history exactly. So we don't even really have a lot of records of what was really going on and how those instruments they were played. We have some kind of clues, but we didn't really know how the music sounded like. So we
Right.
wanted to do like a research and then try to mix both things, because like I am both things. Like I was born in Mexico, but my whole family is from Europe. So for me is like the blending of both stuff is what I like, and that's what I do with my music. And Mexican culture is super interesting and um, very deep information coming on here in the Mayan cultures and the Aztec cultures.
In America, people see Mexican as this monolith, and they don't understand it's not the same as America, but like Mexico has a diverse group of people. I mean, you have like the very natives, and they're all diverse sets of natives, and then you have
That's
like
correct.
you have a Lebanese, like a big Lebanese, like it's mixed, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's just Lebanese people, but it's just like America, where it's not like one group of people are Mexicans. And I think a lot of people in this country, and I'm not going to point fingers, but a certain subset of people in this country don't really understand the diversity that in not just Mexico, any country, except maybe like China and Japan. Like there you have a very like homogenous like culture where it's just those people. But
Well, no, I mean, it's not true because you go to Beijing and there are 3 different languages spoken.
yeah, but that's a very modern thing, and then it's more broken up into language than it is into actual like genetic
Like,
or,
yeah. I mean, to
or
an extent.
cultural. Like when you go to Mexico, there's Armenians, there's Lebanese, there's different peoples from Europe when they came over and they settled in different places. And
Yes.
then you had vastly different tribes with different languages. Um,
Yes.
there's still villages where they don't even speak Spanish.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a lot of people from all around the world living in Mexico, but that also happens in the U.S. Mainly in the U.S., there's a lot of people from everywhere in the
yeah,
world. But what we do have in Mexico is also like the native culture is not one culture in
exactly.
Mexico. We have like several different pre-Hispanic cultures that we have in Mexico. For example, I'm talking about Nahuatl and the Aztecs, because that's like mainly in the center, but we have like Mayans, Toltecs, Otomi, Zapoteco. We have like very like different native cultures in Mexico, and of course going down to Latin America, because also you have in the south of the world, we have also this side of America, we do have the Incas,
Yeah.
like we have a lot of incredible cultures that were in the same level or above of the Egyptians and the Chinese and other cultures around the world. The thing is that Mexican cultures or Latin American cultures or even American from the US cultures are not very well known in the world. It's not as well as educated. Like I mean, like people don't share that information to the world. It's not of an educational purpose. I don't know if it gets what I'm trying to say. Like people don't want like the
Right.
world to know about
Right.
Mexican cultures or Latin American.
No, but it's such a big country. There is so many different ones that need to be shared. And actually, one thing I wanted to ask you too, you were talking about the folk type instruments. Like if you go to like Indian culture or like Indian classical music, there's a different sort of rhythmic approach or the way they count that's completely different than how Western music is done. So I wonder about when you're diving deep into these old Mexican folk or South American Spanish, whatever it might be, if you found that as well there's a different way of approaching rhythms or melodies or any of that kind of stuff too.
There's no record. So like
There's no exactly.
I'll say something, and this is just my intuition. Like I've played a ton of different instruments from all over the world, and like I don't claim to be an expert at any of them, but like Jake as a guitar player, you understand that there's like when you lay your hands on something, there's like a thing that becomes apparent in how to
right yeah
and then you can kind of extrapolate from there. Like when you see like a fucking deer skin tan fucking bongo drum, you kind of know what's going on. You see like an 8-string lute, you know what to do with it. You see the frets, you can guess how it's intonated based on how like right, like the scale. Like so yeah, I don't know what instruments you're talking about, Anna, but like yeah, you could probably, someone that's well versed in music can understand what was going on. Maybe not the
Actually, I
songs.
think I have on my YouTube channel now that the shorts are like coming like very popular. I think I have a short on YouTube which playing some pre-Hispanic instruments. If you want to
Do you
hear
have?
that,
I'll put the link up in all the comments if you can send it to me.
yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will. Let me see if I can find out super quick, and I will send it to you. But and yes, like you can see different. These are just like a few instruments that are that we recorded for our music, but there are like a lot, and it's very interesting. And as yes, we were saying that we don't really have a real record, but you can kind of figure out some stuff because, of course, all the music have, like for example, it's very different the Occidental harmony than the
Mhm.
Oriental harmony. Also, the different tones that you could build with those instruments have
Yeah.
their own like harmony, so you can figure out something, and it's not the same. Of course, it has
Right,
different kinds
right.
of sounds and pitches and things. So, and
It's interesting with me with like when you look at like Indian classical music it's counted in a way different way where it's counting more in like in I'm not even going to say what I think it is because I haven't studied it that much. I don't want to come across as an idiot, but it's counted different than as we think of like 4/4, and that's just the way they feel those type of music. And they also are dealing with different semitones, in a way, and the
exactly,
music is
exactly.
completely it's another universe in a sense.
That's correct.
And
It's
so
totally different.
yeah,
Mhm.
And with Mexican, like traditional Mexican music, I haven't studied enough of it. I've definitely studied a lot of like flamenco and Spanish type stuff. But for traditional Mexican music, I guess Mexican classical is almost in a way you could almost call it in a way. If it's different, or if it's traditionally almost the same, that that you feel the rhythm in a certain way, or if it's done in different. If you have any knowledge of that, it's just very interesting to me. It's almost like a archaeology on music.
It's all we dance. So like most of those cultures that couldn't write things down, everything was either danced out or acted out. Like ancient Chinese music, it was a dance,
sure.
An act.
Yeah, it was not written. Everything was like taught. So I would I would know how to play an instrument, and I wouldn't like make a record of it. I would just like show that to my kids and their kids to their kids and so on. You know, that's how music was taught earlier. But going to your question, it is very different. For example, what you know about Mexican music, we believe that Mexican music is banda or the narco music that you were saying, for example. Like people believe that that's like Mexican music, and of course it is, but that's a mixture of the instruments. For example, we have son, jarocho. We have different other styles that are not as noisy as the banda, for example. But we have very interesting different styles, but they are all coming after the Hispanics brought their own instruments. So that's like a variation, like jazz music, for example. It is also for North America.
It's very strange how accordion became so predominant in Mexico. It's crazy.
In the north. Yeah, it is.
Because it's not, at least to my knowledge, it's not predominant in Spain. Like you can find it in Italy, you can find it in some of those Latin cultures.
French.
But in Mexico,
there was a lot of French influence in Mexico.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
So probably I'm not sure. I'm just guessing. I think maybe that's where the influence came from, but I am not 100.
Yeah, I would actually just say that that's probably 100% where that came from, though, and that's pretty cool. So accordion is found a lot in Mexican music and traditional. Like that's the instrument's done.
Jake,
in different styles, especially in styles, we like divide some styles also. For example, the ones that you get to hear the most are the styles that are most played in the north of the country.
Yep. Norteño or whatever the fuck it's called.
Norteño.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we have different styles of music. For example, if you go to Veracruz, which is like the main, I have forgot the name, where the ships came from Europe, or now they still
port area. Yeah.
The port area. It was like the principal port area in Mexico. So we have also a different kind of music, and also a mixture of the slaves that came from Africa that came to Veracruz. So there are also a lot of Afro-Mexican culture with African style.
Oh, cool! That brought that style into it. That's so
it's
cool.
Very different to the norteño, for example. So we have like this information from that you can hear in the north. I don't know exactly like how things were like played and why, but I can kind of tell you some stuff like this from the music from Veracruz, for example. Depending on what was going on and who were like coming into Mexico, and the kind of people that was also introduced to the country, is the style of music that we have in different areas of the country.
That's so cool. I mean, that reminds me a lot, because it's kind of my hobby is studying food, and you see like if you take a region of like Louisiana, like it comes from the French and then the Afro-Caribbean that come up, and they create their own cuisine, the Creole cuisine, which is a combination
also, we have that.
And
I don't know if you have tried the different styles of Mexican food, because
again,
tacos is not the only thing
that's
that we
what
have.
I would love to do, because there's so many different styles.
Oh, you don't know how many.
can be right there with
incredible.
music as well, though, too.
There's weird.
So
I don't
cool.
want to say weird, but there's very odd things that the Western palate, at least the Western we know in America, would not understand. Like, I mean, there's some shit on the shelves in Mexico that I have no idea how the hell that like gets up there. Like that, what's the elote, the fucking, but the corn, that's the blue corn. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, we have many different
corn.
kind of
It's
different.
fermented corn in a can. That's like, it's like if corn was blue cheese. It's insane. You know what I'm
I
talking
forgot
about?
the name. Maybe somebody can write that in the comments. I forgot the name.
Yeah.
Huitlacoche.
Yeah,
That's the name of that.
It's fucked up.
Wait.
It's
So this is a
good.
corn that's like fermented.
It's a fungus.
It's aged.
It's a fungus that grows. It's a fungus.
Oh.
It grows in corn.
So it's literally like a blue cheese. Like it's
but
Literally something fermenting there. Yeah, something going on there. It's like a fungus that grows in the corn.
But
And
you eat it though.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if the corn like kernels, like what's the, it's like hominy, right? You like, so like hominy are like big corn kernels,
Right, yeah.
You know, but imagine those got the bubonic plague.
Is the taste acquired? It has like
it is
it
really good. Like I know that people are not
likes
used to weird flavors. I like Huitlacoche. I just don't eat it often. It has like a strong flavor. If you like food, you should try that. It has a strong flavor. Not everyone is used to strong flavors, but for example, sometimes people, for example, you in the U.S. you have a chance to have also different kind of cuisines because there's a lot of immigration from a lot of places in the world. So you have, for example, Thai food, and also they have like they're very like spiced foods. In Mexico, we have also strong flavors. For example, if you have tried, of course, cilantro, because I know you have. Cilantro has a strong flavor. Even cilantro is not Mexican, though, but we use it a lot in Mexico. And we have a lot of different dishes that have very like strong flavor, and that's why not everybody likes that. But if you're into like trying food and knowing stuff, we like not me because I cannot eat a lot of proteins due to my health condition, but a lot of people eat like worms, the worms from the mezcal or the tequila, and those are called gusanos de maguey. And people have them in tortillas with salt and avocado, aguacate, and those things are like.
So okay, so interesting. So I've got to find out about this corn here.
Dude, do not like Google it right
now. I will write that down for you.
Okay,
please,
please
remind me that, and I will remind me because I probably will forget, and I will let you know more about that.
It's this whole like I'm a huge fan of different cultures and that's why I asked too about like the different the way of counting rhythms, if there was something that was going on with that, with like when you were looking back at going into looking at traditional like Mexican instruments, if you had guys that had studied this traditional stuff, if they were counting in different ways. Or if it's just a measure, just like having like different instruments and just trying to figure it out. Was that kind of how it was, or was there like a set thing of, oh, we count in 12? You know, we count basically.
I don't know. We do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, we do have the normal traditional Occidental like way of doing metal, and we start mixing it with a lot of stuff. Sometimes we do we are not like very like squared by doing music. We do have some like interesting stuff going on there and some changes of tempo and keys and things. But when we try to mix these instruments, we have to be very careful because these instruments have a specific harmony. That's kind of
okay. Yeah.
Probably, I don't know, it's an example, but maybe your song has an E flat and the flute doesn't do any note in the scale, you know? So
right.
So we have to,
Yeah.
to be careful also with which kind of pitches we're introducing it when while we try to mix those kind of sounds. You know?
Yeah, it's very cool. Could you give a shout out to? Was there a guy that you worked with that knew all about these instruments?
Yeah,
And
Agustin, we go in that video that I just sent Joseph. I am actually in his home studio. He has a studio, a musical studio for his own stuff that he does for research, and he builds the instruments in his house.
that's very cool. Very cool.
Shared the link
Cool.
on all of the pages, so anyone can check it out. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, that's cool stuff, man. That's stuff that's like not a lot of people kind of really know about, and there's all.
Well, it's like going back in time, like
Yeah, totally.
and people that were interested in music. Like imagine there's nothing, and then you're like, oh, I have to build this instrument. It's like I don't know about you, Jake, but I
That's
didn't.
how everything started, actually.
Yeah, like me too. Like I didn't have a guitar, so I took a fucking Kleenex box and put rubber bands over it. Think I can make a guitar over the whole of the.
Oh, is this a true
It
story?
fucking worked, but it
Yeah.
like it made me want to keep going.
Oh, that's nice. I
I was
that
like
story.
13, but who's Semicon?
Semikis is a Mexican metal band. They actually have gone. They're playing in Bakken.
Are they like?
Oh wow. Okay.
Are they doing the same kind of thing? Like instead of like Brazilian?
They do a different style of music that I do, but they do mix pre-Hispanic instruments. I really love those guys, and they are doing like really good job in worldwide talking.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I think more. Who's that? That's that T words, right? Like
Complicated Mexican Nahuatl words.
that mixed style.
You guys.
Let's see here. The best sound of a Mexican language is you say.
That's how that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, I know it's difficult, but we can have a Nahuatl class or something like that later,
No.
or another language.
The rise of where's the X?
That's another band.
There's no.
That's another Mexican band. Also, they're naming different Mexican bands.
We're getting into the fucking weeds here. This is kind of cool. We're gonna have to go back to comments and actually look this shit up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
See,
definitely.
We're curious people, and I'm not talking about in this sexual way. Well, maybe. All right, Isabel's back. She keeps calling us WItherfall. We're not all white.
Maybe you.
Thank
You're
you.
not being that white anymore. You're pulling the white out of you.
Yeah. We appreciate it, Isabel, though. Thank you.
I don't think any of us is purely white except maybe Chris.
And I appreciate the 9 hearts she has sent.
Yes, 9 exact.
Yeah, 9 exact hearts. Thank you, Isabel, for the 9 hearts.
Super sweet girl from Chile, very nice person. Isabel is really, really good.
It's
nice
very
person.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thank you, Isabel.
Uh-oh. Wait, who opened up for Iced Earth in Detroit?
That was the Sanctuary tour.
Yeah, WItherfall didn't. That was the
probably
time.
you, and then because we played Detroit. That was the night we saw strippers fight with an umbrella.
That was the night Jake.
And then
Facebook
user, you got to make yourself known, man.
Yeah, who the fuck are you? So
thank you, man. Yeah, I
so
appreciate you, Facebook user, but who are you?
There's a brawl in the middle of the street, like 20 frat dudes. Like,
oh my god, yeah, that was
us. And then we're like, oh my god, like Jake went to go get some wine from some fucking.
There were a lot of brawls on ice.
That was the day you went to like a liquor store and came back with no shirt. Like you went to a liquor store, came back with a bottle of wine, no shirt on, and Lenny was like, "Who the fuck is your guitar player, man?" Like,
No. That was that was a different one. That wasn't Phoenix. No, you and I were together.
You know that
in Detroit. You and I were together in Detroit, we
Oh
went
wait,
to a
no,
place.
you're right. Wait, that's when Brent was humping that statue.
No. That was, I gotta stop you there. No, we were in Detroit. Jeez. We were in
We
Detroit.
think we have a lot of.
We had a meeting at a
Brent was
club.
humping the statue, and the cops came.
No, the cops came because of this. We were surrounded by strip clubs, and a fight broke out at a strip
That's
club.
Detroit. I'm talking about Phoenix now.
Oh, Phoenix? No, I wasn't anywhere to be found.
No, there was a statue outside, and Brent went up there and started humping the guy on the back of this horse.
I might have been somewhere else.
Oh no, you weren't there yet, and then you came back with no shirt. And Lenny's like, "Does Jake always walk down the street with wine bottles and no shirt?"
And the answer is yes. Yeah.
It seems that you have like pretty interesting things to share about your.
That was an interesting time.
Alcoholic moments.
Fucked up too. It was
Juan.
Juan's back.
Summers.
Hi, hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna put down his name right now.
Hold on.
I'm
Juan.
gonna say the style of music that I was telling you that it's from the sports
I've
side
got
of
Claudio so far, and then I gotta have.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy.
I gotta say something, Juan, about your painting there. It's like a cave painting of Kramer, like that. It's like,
oh my god, yeah. From Seinfeld. Okay. Son.
Jarocho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah. All right, I've got his name down here. And this
I
is
think
your
we have
player
to
too.
start for our live session. We have to start like saying some words in Spanish, trying to say some Jarocho live or something like that.
No.
So how did you find your members of your band too?
Yeah. How the fuck did that happen?
Wow. Well, my keyboard player,
They're
he has
listening,
been with
so
me.
be careful.
No, they know me. They know that I always say the same story. That is the only story that I have. The guys, my first member of the band was my keyboard player. I know him since I was 17. We were in a prog band
Oh wow.
before this one, and I asked him like, "Hey, do you want to do something?" It's just like the two songs that I was telling you that I wanted to do, and he said like yes, and he has been there with me like since 2010 or something like that, 2009, 2010 that we started the project, and then one of the guitar players, Markov, he entered into the Magna Mater album, the one that we are doing the re-edition of the songs. And the rest of the guys, they entered to the band in 2016, 2017, and we have been together since then.
Wow. Okay. That's
And
incredible.
it's funny because I have we were all based in Mexico City, but my guitar player and my drummer, they are from Argentina, from different parts of Argentina.
It was the Argentinian guys.
Yeah.
Don Julio.
And
Okay.
that's why we
They
have
come down
wine
there,
in the
they
band.
gotta we'll have to hang out.
Is there
Sure, we should do that, definitely.
Yeah.
anybody?
Don,
Hold on. Tell us right now. Is there anybody on the way out like that you're gonna fire anytime soon?
No way. Not at all. Well, I think I have to ask you that very same question. Maybe you want to say that to me.
Absolutely do, but we're not gonna answer it.
No, definitely not. I really love the guys. We were talking a little bit about that. I don't know, somewhere in time you and I were talking about that. I am very lucky because I have a very professional band and with very professional musicians and very professional people. Every time that we have gone on tour, because you know that when you go on tour, two things can happen. Or the band totally like comes very close and together, or you end up hating everyone in your band. That's what happens on tour.
so Anna, well, here's an actual real question about, because Joseph and I are leaders in our band. Being a leader in a band is not fun, is it?
That is super fun. I super love being the leader of my band. Like I say, I quote
There's so much pressure though put on yourself though.
That's true, but I think I handle very good pressure. Like I think I am like very used to If something needs to be resolved, I'm like, okay, let's do this, and I think I'm good for that, for handling pressure. And actually, like the guys in my band don't put me in that point of feeling, pressured. I
Yeah.
feel
That's nice.
like we
Yeah.
have very nice a very nice friendship besides the work of the band, which I think makes things easier. And
Yeah.
every
So
time
there's
that
a
I
little
am
respect there.
people don't really know this, but I'm like very professional, and I like don't like to look unprofessional, and I like to go places, and I like to go and be there in time. And if I had to do a sound check at 6 a.m., then I'm going to be there at 6 a.m. doing my sound check. Like I do like professional ways and professional stuff. And sometimes to achieve that by yourself is easy, but when you have to handle that with other 5 members of your band, that thing can go crazy. But I don't have any kind of trouble with my band. Everybody is very professional, and we were talking about that actually not so very long ago. And for example, first the show, then the party. If they want to go party or whatever, of course, like people can do whatever they want. But first the shows, and first the being professional, being ready for everything. It's like super important for me because even though it's my name, the name of the band, I consider myself as having like a real, it's not only me, it's the band. And I know bands that they have, for example, a leader and they don't care about anyone else in their bands. And for example, for me, even that it's just me and I could replace anyone if I wanted to, I never do that. I always want everybody in my band to have all the good opportunities and all the best. If it's possible to have a good sound check, if it's possible to have a good sound, a good engineer, or whatever, a good festival, I'm always trying my best to make everyone, being treated professionally too.
Yeah. That's. Well, I mean, that's how it has to be done.
Definitely, but it's you
Yeah.
know that
No. I mean,
it
it's
doesn't
it's
happen.
it's, it's easier said than done too. Um,
Definitely.
so it's very respectable that you view that way because yeah, that's how we try to do too. We respect our guys in our band.
Oh,
They all show up, on and they do the job, but
Some of them.
it can be
You know,
tough.
like your subtext is
Hold on.
very
He's
complete.
talking about me. I better leave the band.
I don't want to laugh.
Hold on. Oh my god.
I'm not saying I didn't say anything. I just
You
met you guys in a time that you were like creeping out. So I'm not going to say anything.
no, it's amazing.
Let me smile. Let
You
me smile.
cannot hide. You cannot hide.
No.
Look at Jake. Look at Jake.
It's just
I gotta get one. Oh my god.
no.
You know
I
what?
just met you guys
I mean, Anna,
in
the
a
fact that
weird
you had a
time.
band that you can, it, it's totally like running a company. So it's also just
Yeah,
a matter of
Definitely.
just like,
fucking absolutely is.
yeah, you have to, it's there's a lot of
She's
work
got
into
Google over
being
there. Like everybody's eating donuts and fucking having a good time.
well to run a band is a lot different than just being like look, I was a member of Iced Earth and Demons and Wizards, and I had the best time of
Yeah.
my fucking life because all I did was know my songs and showed up the bus call and made my flights, and that was it. All I had to do, and make sure I was up at 4 p.m. for sound check.
Exactly. Well,
Dude, I had the best life in the world. But then
definitely.
but when you do it with your own band, you're up early in the morning making sure, oh fuck, did this guy make his flight? Did this guy do this? It's a completely different world,
I know. Yeah, not totally. But you know that there is, I also had this trouble before of being around with people. You know, I don't know how it works in the States, but here in Mexico, I remember when I started this project that it was like 11, 12 years ago, I was saying to people that I was going to do a professional band. and people were like just laughing at me. They did, like there were people like posting or commenting like, oh, the professional singer, and they were like just like having fun with my intentions of being professional in a genre that didn't really existed
Mhm.
professionally in my country. So um, I, of course, had to deal with people, not only musicians in my band, maybe, but promoters, managers, or people that are definitely not professional. And it was a very hard way to make it look and make things go in a professional level because it didn't exist. Something like that. I told you, like people were like, "Yeah, sure, you're going to be professional metal singer." Yeah, sure,
Right,
But
right. And
but
the
things
aspect of
change.
trying to
Like you
find the
said.
people that you can trust that are
It
like
is pretty
a shout
difficult.
out to uh, Israel from the festival we did.
Yeah.
Like, very extremely professional.
The swap.
Everything he did.
Yeah.
It's hard to find in this business, but it's guys like that. We
Really.
have and Witherfall, we have our booking agent, Stefan. We'll give him a shout out to him. That it's very good, and it's guys that we really like working with. But sometimes it's hard to find those people that take the industry as serious as, as you do,
It happens.
Yeah,
It happens everywhere and in
yeah.
every level, even in the professional, real level. Things. Not everybody is professional, and I think that it's very hard to find the right people because, of course, for example, for you guys, that Witherfall is your band, and maybe you add other people, and they don't feel it as theirs as they, I don't know, as you feel it. And sometimes people just are looking for the money or looking for the contacts or looking for touring or doing something, but they don't really put their heart and their effort into the band as you guys can do it for your own band. So it's very, very hard to find people
Well,
like that.
that's kind of where I was asking with your band. You guys one entity? Like you guys, everyone in the band, your guitar players write the songs with you, or
No.
your drummers, whatever it is. Yeah.
No, actually, for this special edition that we are releasing, we had more participation of my musicians in redoing the some songs and adding their own styles and arrangements and stuff. But actually, no, like they don't really participate as much in the composition. Uh, but that doesn't mean like they are like not into the band. Like they're super into the band, and
Uh,
that's like sometimes you don't have to like not everybody has to come like all together. Um, coming into the studio and everybody doing arrangements to be like a full band. Like everybody
Sure.
can have their own like space in the band and be fine with that.
what's your songwriting process like? Like, do you have like a main so Jake and I are like we're like Lennon McCartney. So like we just get together for like 4 days at a time, like 24 hour. It's a 24-hour schedule. I mean, like he'll go out to the gym, I'll go to the basketball court. Like, we might not see each other for a few hours, but like when we're writing, it's on. Like it's like we just sit in a room and do it. Like how do you approach songwriting?
Well, when I started doing everything like on my own, and I don't know how I did that actually.
Do you
I was
play other instruments as well? I mean, I'm
I
just
do
from ignorance, I'm asking.
no, no, it's okay. I do play a little bit of piano. I'm not like I can defend myself like playing piano, but I'm not like
So
a
you're
pro
like
on
me.
that.
Like I can play piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I like scratch the guitar, and that's the only thing I do with it. But I do have knowledge in musical theory or like some stuff that is
Okay.
Yeah.
needed. Um, Actually, my career is not like my professional career is not being a vocalist. It's being a voice producer. That's what I do for a
Oh, okay.
living, and also I'm a vocal coach. But especially I do vocal production. And well, when I started, I think I have a good ear. That's the only thing that I think I had by that moment. So I really know like how to put things in places, and I knew a little bit of musical theory by that time. I was able to write down with I was using Reason to write down my music. Imagine. So um, anyway, I was like doing all the stuff just by ear with the things that I knew, and I came up like doing drums like for an octopus drummer or something like that. You know, like adding like millions of like things that a real drummer cannot do. So you had to have an octopus instead of a real drummer.
So you're writing stuff
I
that
was
basically was
I was
impossible.
writing it. Yeah, I was writing down things like in the way I
Terry
could.
Bozzio type stuff. Yeah.
Super super weird.
Mhm.
Um, but I knew that at least I had a something like that could be done to be arranged. That's how I did my first album, like all that by myself, doing it however I was able to do that. So that's why I actually wanted to do it again, because of course in 12 years I've changed a lot and I've learned a lot of stuff, and experience have taught me a lot of things too. And I don't do things by myself anymore, like all by myself. I stopped doing that because I there's people like for me, I went super deep into vocal production and vocal coaching and everything. So that's my realm. But imagine someone who really knows how to play drums, to arrange your drums. Like this is something you have to understand, and you have to set your ego down. Sometimes not that I'm not being always like I'm not an I don't know how to say an ego person, but I had to understand that even if I wanted to, if I really wanted to do something professional and something nice for the people that were listening to me, I had to open up and let other people. I think that was the most difficult thing for me. Let other people help me create a more professional product for my music.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that was a very nice thing to learn, because I cannot be the singer, the drummer, the guitar player. Of course I can, but I mean like if I wanted to, but there's people that are professionals in their own realm. So you have to let people that know more than you help you make a good production. So
Yeah.
that's how I started up, and the guys came, and also they maybe they don't do the composition, but they do like, hey, do you want to do a solo? Yes, they make their own like crazy solos there. And I met Jorge, with he sang that day in Tijuana because he's living in LA. He was a friend of mine since high school, and we had a band together. It was a band that we played covers from Metallica and did like weird stuff. And he went very deep also into scoring, musical film scoring. He's working in Hollywood, and he's helping me with all these like amazing orchestral arrangements and things that he does for the music. I was not able to do that by myself. That's why he is working in Hollywood doing that specific film scoring stuff. So I learned a lot of things by making this solo project, and understanding that sometimes more than one head is better. That you can make a real good thing when you have a lot of people involved in your music that know how to do music and are put their heart on that.
You're 100% right. The key is to find people that are on the same page. Like there's plenty of people that are competent at different instruments or production or whatever, but it's to find people that can look at your vision and then get in the same lane with you and go, okay, I see what you're going for, and now I'm going to help you realize what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's the difficulty, because there's plenty of people that are great at what they do. I mean, there's way more people that aren't great, but let's just put that aside.
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of people you can either hire for money, or like maybe you can like find people that are looking, they're searching too, right? And they'll get on board with what you're doing. But it's the people that really feel what you're like trying to do. That's the tough part. That's the tough part. Like, I mean, we hire drummers to do records, but it's a search still. Like, we got to find guys that really understand what it is that we're going for. And then when we get them in the studio, it's pleasure. It's, and like you said, it's not ego. Like, yes, we have a very specific vision for certain things, but sometimes they show you something and it's like, oh yeah, whatever you were doing is way better than what I had in mind. Just carry on. Like, that's the best, because you don't have to think anymore.
Yeah, that's when it really actually, and that's when you also have to have the artistic control too, or in the lack of ego, you can just be like, okay, yeah, explore that area. Like, holy, that sounds great. Holy shit, that sounds great. And you feel that, you feel that within your body, where you're like, oh my God, this song is now turning into something more than what I thought. And isn't that one of the best feelings that you can have?
Definitely. I totally agree. And the thing is that sometimes when the music is of our own, we really have, like, we're very emotionally into that piece of music. So sometimes we feel that things are perfect, or things are what that song needs to have, and sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes somebody comes with a better idea and helps you produce that music, or tells you, no, change this word for this word, or change or add this instrument or whatever, and then you find out that community can also make your music sound better. And that's what I learned here. Like, I was not pretending to do it all by myself all the time. I just wanted to do the songs, as I told you before. But then it came like this way, and I think I wouldn't do my music if I didn't have the right people to work with me. I do need those people that help me to make this project to be alive, and I'm really grateful for with all of them for helping me, because it has my name, you know. So people not often, like, if the band is called Anna Fiori, not everybody wants to not be recognized. You understand? So it's very nice, and I'm very lucky to have the people that I have.
No, Anna, well, I respect you for it, and I'm gonna get off here pretty soon. Is there any questions that we should have on?
We got Isabel wants to know how we met.
At the
it was in a flurry of us trying to get on stage after her, and us wanting to murder several people in Tijuana.
And
no, Isabel
completely killed our band, so she wins.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, it's completely true. She was our shoulder to cry on.
He hung out with us backstage and tried to get us to drink all this crazy fucking mezcal.
Anna
I really thought
that's how it worked.
That's true. Like, we met, Isabel, nos conocí en el Dragón Rojo Metal Fest. I met them in the Dragón Rojo Metal Fest, and I was expecting a lot of your band, of course. And I know that you were not like super happy, but I had a good flavor by watching your band. I know that you're not happy about it, but I really liked it. And I saw the guys that they were.
Anna, you met me. We were in a tent. I was practicing for whatever. It didn't even matter what I was going to do because none of it went down on stage.
No, you were having. Let's talk about professional stuff. We were talking about professionalism. And I think that what you did was very professional. Like, even though you were like running out of a drummer in that moment, and you had to have one in that same very moment, like, you didn't quit the show. Like,
exactly.
How many bands would have decided to quit the show, and you didn't? You just said, like, we're going to do it, and you make it happen. I don't know how many days was David like practicing with you. It was like 2 days or something like that.
Not even days, like hours.
Half, No, that guy, like, look, like Dave's a really smart guy, like, besides his drumming. But that dude had balls. He's like, oh yeah, like that other dude's gonna like fuck up. Like, no, you're not canceling. Like, I'll do it. And then we went to San Diego, and look, like we probably would have been much better off, but then the sound guy, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess he got fired the next day, but like, I mean, you had issues, and you guys were fucking rehearsed and prepared and on top.
You guys sounded great, though. You guys sounded great. I watched you guys from the.
But that's what I'm telling you. Like, you cannot like blame yourself so very hard for that moment because because you were like, look at the situation you were like going on. You were like just like having a super like emergency. I don't remember the word. Drummer like in the last minute thing, and you were not quitting, and you were doing a really good job besides all what was happening in that moment for you. So that I know that we are very. I understand, Jake, because I'm also very perfectionist. I don't know if you are very perfectionist as I am, but it feels bad when you don't have like the things the way you want them to sound because you know the quality of your product. You know how good you are and how much effort you put into your guitar playing or in your singing or whatever. But you have to recognize yourself also that what you did that day was awesome by what you were going through.
I just remember, I remember coming off stage and I'm just like, oh my god! Like, let me just grab my shit and I'm gonna walk home. My thought was I'm gonna walk home to Hollywood from fucking Tijuana. Like
that would have been now that if Don was with you, that would have been a fucking great documentary.
And I got off stage, and then Anna, you were there, and you were just like, like. You had this warmth around you though, where you're like, you guys did the best you could. I'm just it wasn't good enough though, you know.
Like it was your high school basketball coach.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible. But yeah, I mean,
there's nothing we could do. Like if we canceled that, and like you said, Anna, like this is like this is our first show too, out of COVID. We had a new booking agent. Like, I don't know how much you know those dudes, but originally they were just going to book WItherfall and like book a bunch of opening bands. That's what this was supposed to be. And then the dude from the festival was like, fuck that. Let's just make a festival. And all of a sudden they're building a festival of around this show.
Wow, I didn't do this.
Yeah. And I'm like, they're getting like big bands. And we're like, well, we're not headlining this. All right. But fuck it, this is really cool. Like they got really cool. We hired Kirby to film us, and then this stupid fuckstick that called us racist, like, you know, fucked up.
Oh, really? I didn't know that story. Actually.
Yeah, he like not only did he ditch us, then he said he ditched us because we're racist. Like, we're racist?
Whatever.
Oh,
yeah, we have So Anna, so the thing though I want to ask you about is
Jake hates when there's controversy, so he's gonna like try and
I do. There's just no point to it.
You're the
behind him. There's a perversion in his house.
You're the diplomatic one.
If you want perfectionism, where does it draw the line though?
Oh no, I have really go deep into this question towards my life because perfectionism, like, it's very good and very useful and it puts you in a very good place, but also it can be like creepy, you know. The limits sometimes they are not very clear. For example, sometimes you end up not enjoying what you do because you're too perfectionist, and it's a very good quality. I prefer to be a perfectionist than not being able, because I probably I wouldn't have all the things that I have right now if I wasn't like that. But the real thing is that sometimes you have to understand when those things also bother your life, you know, your happiness, and it's a very deep question actually. It's very insightful. You have to
I was just thinking that we could have probably an hour and a half conversation on perfectionism. So
You let me ask you something. Is there
Yeah, tell me.
anything more important than music in your life?
No.
Right, exactly.
yeah, okay. So perfectionism in music though is
Yeah.
very, very important to you.
Well, it actually like it's music is something very interesting because if you think about it, like it's an art, which
Yeah.
means it's expression, it's emotions. That doesn't have anything about it. That anything like the word perfection doesn't fit in art, actually. You know, like it's something very different or difficult, like from being like professional and in
Anna,
art.
Anna,
Means
can I stop you for a second?
yeah.
Uh, I understand what you're saying, but to me, perfection is in art is the intention of the artist. So do you agree or disagree with that?
No, no, I do agree. I was going there. Um, that I was saying exactly that music mixes both two things that I think that are very like different, but that's what I like the most about music. Like music is something that can be perfect because music is math basically. So you have different structures and things, and if you put them together, they fit. And if something doesn't fit, it wouldn't fit. Okay, there. But when you talk about art, when you add your expression and things, that's what makes it perfect to me too. Like it's I don't know, it's not that math isolated, which is like just math and logic, but music has like this area that makes things a little bit more like complex. And that's what I think is perfect because you can hear a very, for example, here in Mexico, I don't know if you know this singer that is very famous from the like old time movies that is called I forgot his name. Um, Pedro Infante. He's a very like famous Mexican singer. If you don't know him, you can check it out later. But there were two singers by that time that were like Pedro Infante and Jorge Negrete. Pedro Infante was more charismatic. He had an amazing voice, but he was not perfect in his singing. While Jorge Negrete, he was like an opera singer, like very incredible and talented artist.
Yeah.
But the one who conquered like the hearts of everyone was Pedro Infante because he was not absolutely perfect. He was
Mm.
like more charismatic, and he was like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to like go through. Like
No. Completely.
perfectionism
Can
in music is like super important, but
I stop you
you
again?
cannot compare.
I
Yeah,
think that
sure.
I think perfect isn't. I don't think it's applicable because when we're talking about music, I think the technologists in music have really gotten a hold of what we talk about and the
Mm.
nomenclature of music and the vernacular. And I think they're wrong. Like when you can go in and fucking melodyne a vocal or a violin or like that's ridiculous. Like that doesn't make it perfect. Like perfect has a different definition than I think most people understand. Perfect means exactly as it's supposed to be, not
Mhm.
perfectly
Yes,
in
yes.
pitch or perfectly in time, like according to a grid or a clock, right? That's not perfect. That's not the meaning of perfect. Perfect means it's exactly as it needs to be in this instance, in this like frame of reference, like
Well, that's
perfect.
absolutely exactly what I have learned about being perfect.
Yeah.
And the other thing was more like what I thought I had to be, for example, in my career, in my opinion. Like I thought being perfect was doing things super like tight, super on pitch, super like, you know?
No.
And then I learned with time that exactly what you're saying, and you said it with very like beautiful words. Like
Thank you.
that's not being perfect, definitely. And I've been actually working a lot with that. Like I've been very insightful with that about perfectionism because perfectionism is not what I thought it was. So you
No.
just like mentioned like really nice.
100% because if you just think about it in a humanistic way, right? Because everything we're talking about art, we're talking about music, and it's I know that you said it's math, but it's not quite math. So it's math, but you don't want to do the calculations that
Depending on what,
that-
how deep into the prog music you are like
no,
talking
but
about, it can be like
listen,
crazy math.
do you want to do the math required to explain why a slash bend is perfect?
Yeah,
You don't want to do that
exactly.
math.
Exactly. Music has
Math, it's math, but it's not like decimal math. It's not 1 through 10
totally.
math. It's
No,
1
no.
through
Definitely.
It's,
100,000.
look,
Right.
look. My
Hold on, I got one
last
more.
thing I'll say, but my computer's about to die right now too. It's
Oh my
telling
God.
me it's
You
10%.
get your last fucking rocks off right now.
So there is no perfectionism in music. There is, and when stuff becomes perfect, it's imperfect. Blah 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 blah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Sure.
And music is a combination of literature and math, though, if you can comprehend that, and also history. It's a combination of everything. As we went talking about too, about like basically anthropological type stuff of like, where is this music coming from? You know, music is a combination of all this stuff. So to end this podcast in a way, let's all circle back around on here and talk about how no, music's not perfect. You know, music doesn't do anything.
It is perfect.
Music is perfect when it's imperfect on there, but it has to fall into a certain thing. There's this time when it has to fall into a certain beat, a rhythm, and like if you look at let's just say you look at like one of my favorite composers ever is Frédéric Chopin. And you look at his stuff, when you look at like the rubato that's going on there, it's 17 beats over, you know,
I know.
a half minute on there. So you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to figure this stuff out? It's rubato. It's feel. It's feel. It's all about feel. And how it comes down to feel is about who you have that is playing the music on there. How do they feel at that time? And that's how the music all comes about. It's all about that, because you cannot teach feel. You cannot write feel. You can do rubato.
You can absolutely.
What I love about rubato too is it's like 17 notes. It's 17 notes. You can speed up. You can do 5 here at this time. You can do 7 notes here that are slow, and then 10 notes at this part. Or you can do 7 notes here. You can split it up in how many different ways you want to. It's however you feel. You get it done in this time, and that's what makes it perfect.
Yeah. I like your both of your points of view. Like you do have a very interesting thing about like being perfect in music.
Well, we're very. I eat, sleep, and breathe this shit. Like, it's too much of music in my life, unfortunately.
I understand.
Anyways,
all
right. I've got to run now, though. But it was fantastic talking to you, though.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Please don't remind me about the Huitlacoche, and I will let you know more about that.
Oh yeah, I got all the notes down, written from your guitar player too. Don Julio we will go to, and everybody listen to Frédéric Chopin and look about rubato on 17 over 16. See if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
No idea.
I understand.
But let's Jake, I'll call you tomorrow with the new song. But
all right, here we go.
For 5 more minutes, and then we'll call it.
All right, 5 more minutes. My battery might go left. If it goes out, it's out. But other than that,
Jake dies before this podcast. He's not completely dead. All right, Isabel has a question.
Yeah.
She would like to know.
Oh, what Jesus Christ! We have 3 more hours.
Yes. And who or what gave you that push to get you where you are? Look.
Ladies go first.
Anna, you want to go
first? Yeah, no problem. Well, music is I will make it short. Like music is my whole life. I don't see myself doing anything else that is not music. I don't know anything else. I just do music. That's the only thing I know. And what gave you that push to get where you are? Well, I think it's because I am very, I don't know how to say that in English, but in Spanish we say necia, which means like if I want to do something, I just go over it, and I'm very persistent. That's not the word in Spanish, but that I wanted to say, but I am like always, if I want to go somewhere, I just go until I have it. So that I think it's my own passion that gives me this push to be right now where I am.
Jake, you
All
want to
right.
go? Or you go.
Oh, music for me, man. I mean, music came down to, I've always said it, when I was a kid, it was AC/DC, Hell's Bells, Slash, all those guys, Kirk Hammett, and went to Yngwie Malmsteen, Jason Becker, Marty Friedman, Paul Gilbert.
Yeah.
The list goes on, and I've been doing this for 15 years of touring and all this kind of stuff. So,
I've known you for
I've headlined Bakken before with it, and I've seen it crush all the way down, and still music keeps me going. So it's a vicious curse. I mean, it's true. Parts of it do suck. I will tell you that.
Oh my God.
So
Yeah.
it's it's just a matter of I mean, Jesus, how can I not make this sound corny? But like
Corny.
I mean, when you listen to a song and you love it, you just want to keep going back to it. I mean, I was obsessed with last night I listened to Highway to Hell, the record, by AC/DC for I love that shit. Just on a treadmill, drinking a glass of wine, which is very Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But it's what I want to do.
I get it.
You're fucking crazy. Like, I mean, I have a weirder story. I mean, when I was young, like my parents thought I was doing drugs, but I wasn't. I didn't even fucking smoke or drink or anything. And all I was doing was playing guitar and singing, kind of like some weird hybrid of like Dave Mustaine and Ozzy, and fucking throwing my BC Rich up into the air and yelling and whatever. And I got kicked out of my house at like 15, like accused of doing drugs, accused of worshiping Satan, all that shit, right? And then they wanted to send me to my godfather's and not let me bring my guitars. And my father's dead, and my mother's still alive. But I remember like it was yesterday going, if you don't let me bring my fucking guitars to my godfather's house, you will find me hanging from a noose in the basement. And then they let me bring my guitars, and then I started getting really good at guitar, and because I had nothing else to do, I was basically like house arrest, even though I didn't do anything. And I did that for years and years. And then I moved to LA with no money on a Greyhound bus and that whole Axl Rose thing, and stopped playing guitar and started singing. And so like when people ask me that question, what does music mean to you? Or like, what would you give up for music? Is like, I've already given up everything, like everything you could possibly imagine. My family, my scholastic career, my baseball career that I might have had, like all of it, like my shit. I mean, I don't know how much more I could give up. But the journey has been so amazing. And it hasn't all been glamorous, but it's been so fucking amazing that I see people like from my town, like my generation, that did really well, like that were like they became lawyers or like real estate dudes, like people that went all over the world. And they still like call me and go like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Like, they can't believe like the kind of life I led, like on like nothing from nothing. Like it's like it was like a fucking dare or a bet, like that this would all work out. You know, like I just left upstate New York with a backpack of songs. You know, like, and so that what this means to me is everything in the fucking world. And I would bury anything around me to keep this going. Like I don't care. I don't care about like when people tell me like these mundane bullshit things that are happening or like might happen to me, like I don't care. Like I just you know what when I was
at the end of the day, it's the songs that matter, the tours, all that shit.
Jake,
none of that stuff matters.
You'll appreciate this. Like when I was a kid, when I started writing, right? When I had like 50 compositions under my belt, like because I wouldn't go to class, I would just sit in like the theater and write pieces on piano or for cello or whatever. And I just want 10,000 K numbers. That's all I want. I want Mozart. I want to beat Mozart's record, like for number of pieces written before I fucking
right, exactly. And that's really all that matters too, is how many songs you have.
Your legacy. That's it.
Your legacy. All right, guys, I'm out. My computer's about to be down. Bye. Okay.
Oh, I see you guys.
I'll see you guys later. Okay. We now play.
Jake
wow, well, that's what
right.
the story we have.
How are you?
So we're getting into the sad part of the drinking
This
now.
is not sad. No, this is happy.
It is so happy, but I like stories like.
Are you drinking water? Or are you drinking like mezcal? What are you drinking? Don't wink.
It's water. Look, this is a sports bottle. This is my super alcoholic drink. Water.
I don't know what to believe with you sometimes because you're so good at hiding.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so.
No, I'm like super like no.
I don't know.
Really, really, really.
What does this mean?
I was really planning to have wine here, but I was not able to make it on time. I would like to hear a few.
I don't know. You're in Mexico City. There's no wine in Mexico City?
Oh no, there is. There is actually very nice Mexican wine too, especially from the north of the country, Baja California, California.
Right.
There's very nice wine, and also in the center of the country, also there are very nice wineries.
It's probably the same as the WItherfall wine up near Temecula like area. That's
I love the wineries in Temecula. Like I'm super fan. Last time that I went to San Diego, I was not able to see you guys because we were like rehearsing for Frog Fest, right?
Yeah.
We should the next time I'm able to hang out. Let's go to Temecula or to something like that.
I'm liking this acoustic idea. How hard is it to get everyone to the States?
We all have permission to go, but you know that sometimes it's kind of hard if you don't have like the right. It's complicated. I've heard of some friends that have gone. You know, you have to tramit a special visa to play if you want to play, and sometimes it goes crazy. But when you change, sometimes your presidents, things change again. So I don't know. Like I don't know how is the thing right now. We have to check it out. But sometimes we can just, especially like if it's something like more chill and maybe it's like an acoustic session or something like that. Probably it's easier to figure out. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the acoustic thing is really easy because the expense is way less. You don't have to bring a full drum set. You just load up in a car with some gear and
And actually, like the good thing about that I love all the time that I'm traveling to California and I'm traveling like Mexico, California, is that we have Tijuana and everything is like easier if you just like land in Tijuana and then you have all your instruments like just crossing the border. It's super
right.
easy. It's super. California is just like a very nice spot in the U.S. like to travel to, 'cause being Mexican.
Mhm. All right, we're gonna find out if anyone has any more questions, and then if not, we'll call it.
Okay, super cool.
I laugh at Jake's hilarity.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. It's just I know Jake so well. I can't believe I drank an entire bottle of this.
You're drinking actually more than I am doing. At
Uh,
least like my wine.
Isabel is. I don't believe that's water, Miss Anna.
I promise.
I don't know.
Promise. Clear water.
I know you didn't eat any tacos either. Um, Isabel
No.
asks, "What's the craziest or most bizarre thing you've done in the music world?" With a
I don't think I have a bizarre or crazy thing that I have done in the music world. Actually, like mm, something like super crazy or bizarre now. I have bizarre or crazy experiences though, but that I have done? No.
uh-huh.
And you?
Oh, you have nothing? You have nothing to say?
No, something bizarre. I'm telling you that I'm drinking water. What can you expect from me? Like doing something bizarre?
Girl, that's fucking fun.
Because you probably have very funny experiences. As I was like listening
I
with
have
Jake
I
before.
have a so when I moved to LA, 19 years old, I met this guy DJ Kiyoki.
Okay.
He's like a big. I mean, Google this motherfucker, right? So he was trying to get me to live with him and his girlfriend. I don't know what he had in store for me, but he couldn't really sing. But I was kind of like more like a David Bowie singer back then, right? Like
Okay.
I
Cool.
had that vibrato and that mid range thing going on, and he's like, here, like come. He had like a studio in his house. He's like, sing on this thing. So I sang on a couple tracks, and then like it got weird, so I left. And then like I ended up on a bunch of dance music tracks, like singing hooks. Like I never got paid for it. That was
Okay.
yeah, like back in like '99. That was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me. And I can't even explain how weird it got, but it got really weird.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. So imagine if you're a girl, your normal experience is people trying to get you to go to their place, but you're a like 19-year-old guy that's like kind of looks like Marilyn Manson and David Bowie combined. That was me.
That's cool. I like your story. I think it's not bizarre. I
My
think it's
stories
like a
are
good
awesome,
thing.
and they all happened. I'm not like
I can hear that. I like that.
they were crazy. That was fun though. I remember talking to people back home. They're like, "Yeah, I just fucking met this guy. I don't know who the fuck he is." And they're like, "Are you kidding me? Like I was at his rave." Like I'm like, I don't know who he is. And I'm like,
Oh no.
they probably heard my voice on his stupid song, and I never got paid for it. So
I understand.
oh, you have to give me the craziest thing you've done in music. Like they just said,
God, I just don't like really have a crazy like thing I've done. Like I've done like nothing really crazy. I think I should go crazy. I'm all enough to go crazy right now.
Here we go. There's some more. Isabel
Oh,
is
okay.
on you. She's ready. She wants to hear all your insanity.
Has anything strange ever happened to you on a tour? Ah, yes, we do have. I don't know if the guys are still
Minutes.
there, if they went.
2 hours, 10 minutes. So we'll give it 5. So you got 5 minutes to give it all. Give it all. Tell
Oh
us
my.
everything. Oh, Juan
Oh
Carlos says
my.
hi. I don't know who that is. But...
Hi, Hola.
Ah,
Hi. I love this. Thank you everyone who came into this like little live stream that we have. Has been very fun, and I really like that a lot of people is commenting and stuff. Well, a lot of things has happened to us in our tours. Like this is something that does happen. Like crazy stuff happens. Last time we went to actually Argentina, I was like, we were into Mendoza, and we were driving to Buenos Aires. It's like a 16-hour drive or something like that. So I was driving with Juan, the one who was like saying a lot of things about Argentina and stuff.
same here.
I was with him, and we were traveling with his mother in a car, and then the other guys were in a van with Juan's father, actually. So we were we were very like normal. We just like had a nice drive, nice highway, everything was fine. But we know that we were going to be like arriving faster to. It was not to Buenos Aires. It was to Bahia Blanca, another place in Argentina. So we arrived, and then we realized that the guys were like not arriving, and was like, what's going on? What's happening? Why the guys are not arriving? And hours passed by, and we don't know. What end of story? They arrived like a lot of like hours later, and they started saying like, oh no, like we almost died in the highway. Like they rolled over a, I forgot the name of this like animals that like are like big pigs that have like horns like this. I forgot the name of those things.
Venus?
Yes, and they like just like smashed one in the middle of the highway. The the van died. Like it was like horrible. So they were like, like asking for a ride in the middle of the highway in Argentina to arrive to our place with all the instruments and all the stuff. And one guy in a trailer just like came down and where are you going? And we have a band and we want to play. And the guy was like super fan right now of Anna Fiori, and he was listening to her songs while they were in the trial. It was like very horrible and funny story at the time. The guys um, were having a very hard time. And then like 2 days or 3 days later, I don't remember, we were traveling to Bogota, and we arrived to the airport, and the guys from the airport said like, hey, congratulations, you're getting an upgrade and you're going first class and you're going to have a very nice flight, but there's like some little mistake that we have. That's why we are upgrading you. And we were like, yeah, what's the problem? Your keyboard player, well, they didn't know it was a keyboard player, but they named my keyboard player. Your keyboard player is not going to be able to travel because I don't know why there is a mistake in his like plane. So we had to arrive to Colombia, and we had no keyboard because the guy was we all rested super fine first class traveling by plane, but my keyboard player was not able to arrive to Colombia. So we played all the songs without him. It was very weird, and then the police came into our show and closed everything while we were playing without my keyboard player. So that's like the weirdest thing that has happened to us. And then I went outside and I was selling because they took us out of the place. I was selling my albums to the people that was there. They were and some crazy like weird guys came and hey, what are you selling? They thought I was selling drugs in the streets of Colombia, but I was selling albums. So that's my craziest story in Latin America.
Fucking hilarious.
Weird, I know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, that is a. If you don't have a story like that on a fucking tour or show or like whatever, then you haven't really been in the industry because it gets fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, we have lived. This is just a few things that has happened to us, but this is the weirdest one. Like me selling drugs in Colombia, or
You were selling
those are funny.
drugs in Colombia?
It was like people usually like gets afraid because like there were like really like weird, creepy like guys coming and what are you selling? You know, like maybe I was like.
Right, right. It's all
And I
CIA.
was like, I am super like I'm always smiling to people, and I talk like very nice to people. So I was like, hey, hello, I'm selling my album, and the guys were like super like, is this going on? Like, no, there's no problem in here. We're just like, it was very weird.
Uh-oh. Bolton. Colombian police.
Colombian police, Bolton is there, is still there. He knows.
I can imagine, man. Well, Anna, this was fucking hilarious.
I know.
We should do this again. We should have your whole band.
Yeah.
Let's do like a bilingual. Fuck, I'll try
Oh,
and get.
that would be awesome. Let's do that. I'm totally in. I think the guys are totally in too.
I can get an interpreter that can be like the third, like window, and then
I can do the Spanglish.
you need to talk.
Don't
I know
worry.
you're bilingual, but you need to just talk, and who gives a shit what you say? Let people translate for you.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Shit, this was fun, and if you ever want to come to California, we'd love to play some shows with you, and fuck, we'll come down there. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm always like traveling to the US, so sometimes most of the times I'm there. I know that I haven't had a lot of chance to really go out because sometimes I go to work and do a lot of stuff that I have to do. And but then like I'm also like probably not going to be going to California now. I'm going to be more like going to Nashville and doing some stuff there.
Nashville.
But yeah, I'm doing some interesting stuff.
When are you in Nashville?
I'm not sure yet, but probably somewhere in the middle of July.
Okay, because I think we're near there in August on our tour.
Oh, really? Oh,
So, yeah,
well.
let us
Maybe I can figure it out. Maybe we can like sometimes I'm there, so let's see if we can like do something anyway.
I had some ideas on our next record, so maybe you and I can discuss that. What was that? Let's do that. Anna,
Okay, I agree.
it was a pleasure, and I will see you soon.
Sure. Let's continue planning this stuff, and it would be really great if we can do some shows together, some music together, like kind of me.
Exactly. Have a good night.
Okay. You too. Bye-bye.
Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster. Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster. Sometimes the world no longer needs a hero. Sometimes what it needs is a monster.